The pitching of a ship produces forces on the bearings which act to the motion of the ship. A. Vertically and parallel. B. Vertically and perpendicular. C. Horizontally and parallel. D. Horizontally and perpendicular. The correct answer is horizontally and perpendicular. At the node the shaft remains unaffected by the vibration. A. Agree. B. Disagree. C. D. The correct answer is agree. The two links OA and OB are connected by a pin joint at O. If the link OA turns with angular velocity 1 rad(s) in the clockwise direction and the link OB turns with angular velocity 2 rad(s) in the anti-clockwise direction, then the rubbing velocity at the pin joint O is where R radius of the pin at O. A1, 2, R. B1, 2, R. C1, 2, R. D1, 2, 2, R. The correct answer is 1, 2, R. The sensitiveness of a governor depends upon the lift of the sleeve. A. Right. B. Wrong. C. D. The correct answer is right. The ratio of maximum fluctuation of energy to the work done per cycle is called A. Fluctuation of energy. B. Maximum fluctuation of energy. C. Coefficient of fluctuation of energy. D. None of these. The correct answer is coefficient of fluctuation of energy. In a steam engine, the earlier cutoff with a simple slide valve may be obtained by increasing the steam lap and the angle of advance of the eccentric but keeping constant the travel and lead of the valve. This method will A. Cause withdrawing or throttling of steam. B. Reduce length of effective stroke of piston. C. Reduce maximum opening of port to steam. D. All of these. The correct answer is reduce maximum opening of port to steam. The center of suspension and center of percussion are not interchangeable. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is incorrect. The size of cam depends upon A. Base circle. B. Pitch circle. C. Prime circle. D. Pitch curve. The correct answer is base circle. The acceleration of a flat-faced follower when it has contact with the flank of a circular arc cam is given by A. 2r cos. B. 2r r1 cos. C. 2r r1 sin. D. 2r1 sin. The correct answer is 2r r1 cos. The mechanism forms a structure when the number of degrees of freedom n is equal to A0, B1, C2, D1. The correct answer is 0. The sense of Coriolis component 2v is same as that of the relative velocity vector v rotated at A. 45 in the direction of rotation of the link containing the path. B. 45 in the direction opposite to the rotation of the link containing the path. C. 90 in the direction of rotation of the link containing the path. D. 180 in the direction opposite to the rotation of the link containing the path. The correct answer is 90 in the direction of rotation of the link containing the path. The condition for correct steering of a Davis steering gear is where angle of inclination of the links to the vertical. A. Sin. B. Cos. C. Tan. D. Cot. The correct answer is tan. The center of percussion is below the center of gravity of the body and is at a distance equal to A. h kg. B. h 2 kg. C. kg 2h. D. h x kg. The correct answer is kg 2h. A governor is said to be isochronous when range of speed is 0 for all radii of rotation of the balls within the working range, neglecting friction. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. An overdamped system when disturbed from the equilibrium position will not cross the equilibrium position. A. Right. B. Wrong. C. D. The correct answer is right. The efficiency of a screw jack is dependent upon the load raised or lowered. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is false. The instantaneous centers which moves as the mechanism moves but joints are of permanent nature are called permanent instantaneous centers. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. A pair is said to be a kinematic pair if the relative motion between them is completely or successfully constrained. A. Correct. B. Incorrect. C. D. The correct answer is correct. The pitching of a ship is assumed to take place with simple harmonic motion. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is yes. A motor car moving at a certain speed takes a left turn in a curved path. If the engine rotates in the same direction as that of wheels men due to centrifugal force, the reaction on the inner wheels increases and on the outer wheels decreases. B. The reaction on the outer wheels increases and on the inner wheels decreases. C. The reaction on the front wheels increases and on the rear wheels decreases. D. The reaction on the rear wheels increases and on the front wheels decreases. The correct answer is the reaction on the outer wheels increases and on the inner wheels decreases. In order to give a complete secondary balance of a multi-cylinder inline engine, the algebraic sum of the secondary forces must be equal to 0. B. The algebraic sum of the couples about any point in the plane of the secondary forces must be equal to 0. C. Both A and B. D. None of these. The correct answer is both A and B. A point B on a rigid link AB moves with respect to A with angular velocity rad s. The total acceleration of B with respect to A will be equal to A. Vector sum of radial component and Coriolis component. B. Vector sum of tangential component and Coriolis component. C. Vector sum of radial component and tangential component. D. Vector difference of radial component and tangential component. The correct answer is vector sum of radial component and tangential component. A spring-controlled governor is said to be stable if the controlling force line when produced intersects the y-axis. A. At the origin. B. Below the origin. C. Above the origin. D. Any one of these. The correct answer is below the origin. When the radius of rotation of balls as the equilibrium speed increases, the governor is said to be unstable. A. Remains constant. B. Decreases. C. Increases. D. The correct answer is decreases. The engine of an aeroplane rotates in clockwise direction when seen from the tail end and the aeroplane takes a turn to the left. The effect of gyroscopic couple on the aeroplane will be A. To dip the nose and tail. B. To raise the nose and tail. C. To raise the nose and dip the tail. D. To dip the nose and raise the tail. The correct answer is to raise the nose and dip the tail. A mechanism is an assemblage of A. 2 links. B. 3 links. C. 4 or more than 4 links. D. All of these. The correct answer is 4 or more than 4 links. In a simple harmonic motion, the velocity vector with respect to displacement vector A is in phase. B leads by 90. C leads by 180. D lags by 90. The correct answer is lags by 90. When a point moves along a straight line, its acceleration will have A. Radial component only. B. Tangential component only. C. Coriolis component only. D. Radial and tangential components both. The correct answer is tangential component only. The primary unbalanced force of reciprocating masses is inversely proportional to the crank radius. A. Yes. B. No. C. D. The correct answer is no. The load cup of a screw jack is made separate from the head of the spindle to A. Enhance the load carrying capacity of the jack. B. Reduce the effort needed for lifting the working load. C. Reduce the value of frictional torque required to be countered for lifting the load. D. Prevent the rotation of load being lifted. The correct answer is prevent the rotation of load being lifted. In an open pair, the two elements of a pair A have a surface contact when in motion. B have a line or point contact when in motion. C are kept in contact by the action of external forces when in motion. D are not held together mechanically. The correct answer is are not held together mechanically. The ratio of the driving tensions for V belts is times that of flat belts, where semi-angle of the groove A sin, B cos, C cosec, D sec. The correct answer is cosec. The secondary unbalanced force is the primary unbalanced force. A 1/2, B 2/3, C n times, D 1 n times. The correct answer is 1 n times. The Ackerman steering gear mechanism is preferred to the Davis steering gear mechanism because A. Whole of the mechanism in the Ackerman steering gear is on the back of the front wheels. B. The Ackerman steering gear consists of turning pairs. C. The Ackerman steering gear is most economical. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is both A and B. The two links are said to have a pure rolling contact when their instantaneous center on their point of contact A lies. B does not lie. C. D. The correct answer is lies. The brake commonly used in motor cars is internal expanding brake. A true. B false. C. D. The correct answer is true. The instantaneous center of a rigid thin disk rolling on a plane rigid surface is located at A. The center of the disk. B. The point of contact. C. An infinite distance on the plane surface. D. The point on the circumference situated vertically opposite to the contact point. The correct answer is the point of contact. The coefficient of fluctuation of speed is of maximum fluctuation of speed and the mean speed. A. Sum. B. Difference. C. Product. D. Ratio. The correct answer is ratio. A rigid body under the action of external forces can be replaced by two masses placed at a fixed distance apart. The two masses form an equivalent dynamical system if A. The sum of the two masses is equal to the total mass of body. B. The center of gravity of the two masses coincides with that of the body. C. The sum of mass moment of inertia of the masses about their center of gravity is equal to the mass moment of inertia of the body. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The equation of motion for a vibrating system with viscous damping is if the roots of the equation are, then the system will be underdamped. A equal. B real. C complex conjugate. D. The correct answer is complex conjugate.